Hi, everyone.
Hey everyone.
It's our fall of 2025 backyard update. Enjoying a beautiful autumn day in New York.
Can't believe it's fall. And along with that, we
Although
are,
the trees haven't turned, the trees are all still green.
well, yeah, mostly green,
Yeah.
that's true. And today we wanted to pop on, it's actually our oldest, Michael's birthday today, but we wanted to hop on before we headed out for Korean barbecue later.
Yes, we're looking forward to that. But one of the things we want to talk about is a recent study that's come out, which has been called surprising. In fact, every headline I've seen in the news has called this surprising results or surprising data. You and I are not the least bit surprised.
No, definitely
The No
not.
Harbor Board kind of laughed at the word surprise because it's not a surprise to any of us,
We'll
right?
tell them what it is.
I'm going to tell. I want to build some suspense here. Well, the statistic that's come out is that women, for the first time ever, are surpassing men in leaving the church, and almost double the amount of women than men have deconstructed, and women are leaving the church at a much higher rate than men, and this is across the board and something that has shown up only in the last few years. But we said it's not a surprise to us, right?
Yeah.
Because in our No Harbor cohorts, at least double the amount of women than men in our cohorts. And the cohort that we're putting together now, it's all women so far who have reached out to us, right, with different hurts. And so I wanted to take some time first to have Caryn address the reasons why, right? Caryn is very qualified to do this because not only are you a staff member at No Harbor who leads cohorts and does intake interviews for people coming into our cohorts, but you're also a therapist in a Christian-based practice, and you have dozens and dozens of women clients who have left or have considered leaving the church, who have been hurt by the church. So you are very qualified to answer why women are deconstructing at a greater rate than men.
Yeah, well, I'll say that I'm qualified to answer with what I know, the experiences that I have heard and walked alongside people. I think first I want to say that even just hearing you say that statistic makes me sad, because I know for our years in ministry and also as a therapist that it represents hurt, disillusionment. I think women are disillusioned, first of all, and no offense to any man who is watching this, but most churches are run by men. And so often what happens unintentionally and intentionally is that women feel dismissed, without a voice. And then when there's things that happen, problematic things, abuse, no matter what kind, that it's often dismissed or the woman isn't believed. And so we wind up protecting abusers as opposed to victims, and that is just so opposite of God's heart. And so women are leaving for different facets of hers. Also, Christian nationalism is huge. The
definitely tends to be very male-centered, and I saw a Christian national pastor on social media talking about how he believes that women shouldn't have the right to vote, and right. And when we talked about that before, you had mentioned, well, that's kind of extreme, and I don't think it is. I think that's becoming much more mainstream, that type of thinking where women are being marginalized in evangelicalism, and women are feeling it.
Oh, definitely. In fact, the church is often one of the last places to give women a voice, because outside of the church, they are often, not always, but often seen as equals.
Well, we hear that a lot, that I feel more of an equal at work than I do at church. We hear that a lot, right? So there's lots of different reasons why women are leaving the church. One of the other reasons we've heard from a lot of our cohort members is feeling isolated, right? When they start having questions, when they start having doubts, and they share those doubts, they get mansplained, right? So.
Well, that's both in and outside of the church, however. However, again, just not being really listened to, I think. And there's a lot. I have a lot of thoughts about that.
Right.
We could probably.
And
do
this is
another
not like across the
podcast.
board for every single
right.
every single evangelical church, but every single experience. But this is what we are hearing from the women who are joining our cohorts. Let me ask you this: what's the spiritual interest in? Are you finding that these women still have spiritual interests, still want in some way relationship with God? What are you finding?
I think that varies for sure, dependent on the hurt and who it comes from. Like if there's spiritual hurt from their family of origin, pastors, youth, it just depends. That's, however, I would say the majority definitely don't want to leave Jesus, but they don't know, as we've said so many times, they don't know where to go.
Right. And so when we have our cohorts, we have a few goals, but the main goal is to provide a safe community, a community where someone can express their hurts, their doubts, their anger. We hear a lot of anger, right? Especially at the beginning, few weeks of the cohort, and be accepted. And we hear that a lot, that I finally feel accepted. This is the only place where I can go and share my hurts and my anger and be allowed to do so. So why is that so important?
Well, it's so important because we all have feelings, and even the more difficult feelings need a place to go, where somebody, when you share them, I can share what I'm feeling and know that you're still going to care for me. It doesn't need to be corrected right away. And I think that's where we get into trouble. I know in the past how I've actually done that when I was a younger and thought that was what I should do. But what happens, and you all know because you've had it happen to you, when you share something difficult, somebody, instead of just pausing and feeling with you, gives you advice back, and it's not what
tries
you
to
need.
fix you,
Or,
right?
tries to fix you for whatever reason. So anyway, with No Harbor, we create that safe community, which is so important.
But it's not that we just stay there. We actually have a curriculum that helps people move towards Jesus. It doesn't necessarily answer everybody's questions, right?
That's true, but even in that, we are patient. We trust God in the process, and sometimes I think, I will include myself in this, we forget that God cares so much more than the people that we're walking with.
Right. So we have some examples here of women who have shared their experience with our cohort and with the book, and so we wanted to read a couple of them. And these are women who actually have gone through our cohorts. So
the first one says, No Harbor was so helpful in helping us uncover the theological and cultural sources of our pain and hurts while offering course corrections that actually help in growing a deeper and stronger relationship with Christ. A great resource for anyone going through a difficult season of deconstruction.
So you see there, it's a, safe place for the pain and hurts, but it's also some theological course corrections to help them deconstruct, right? And then helping them to reconnect with Christ. And that's, just so well represents our goal. I have another one here. This woman actually found the book first and started reading the book and shared with us that she had to stop and reach out to us. So that's her story here. When a friend shared this book with me, I was hurt, angry, disillusioned, and unsure of what to do with any of these emotions. And that's exactly what we've been talking about, the hurt, anger, and it has to go somewhere, right? After reading the first chapter, I immediately realized I could not embark on this journey alone. I reached out to John through his website and learned about the cohort that offers guidance, community, and a safe place to process everything I have experienced in evangelicalism. Throughout the last 7 months, with the support of this community, I finally feel hopeful again. I love that. I feel like I am seeing God, myself, and others through new lenses, and would recommend No Harbor to anyone.
One more, and I think this one is, well, they're all so good, but for today, deconstruction from evangelism can feel jarring and lonely at times, as if you have to throw out the baby with the bathwater, so to speak. No Harbor gave me answers to questions I didn't realize I had. It was validating of the experiences that had led to my deconstruction, but also gave a way to reframe faith in a healthier way, No Harbor helped me realize that Jesus is still worth holding on to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love, and I see a few themes in here, right? One theme is people are feeling validated. Another theme is that there's some theology reframing that was helpful. And then the third thing, and that's what I love, a deeper and stronger relationship with Christ, finally feeling hopeful again,
Yeah.
realizing that Jesus is worth holding on to, right? Just this reconnection.
Well, and I was going to say that all happens in a safe community.
Yeah.
And I think that can't be said enough. We provide the safe community for all of that, the messy part and the healing part, all working together.
Right. And so for us, you know, we when we see the statistic of women leaving at a higher rate, to us, even though it makes us sad, we don't feel without hope in that.
Yeah, definitely
right?
not.
And it's not our goal to get people back into the evangelical church. It's our goal to get people to help people to be on a journey to reconnect with Jesus, right? But you don't have to be a woman to do that, right?
No.
And so we welcome everyone to our cohort, and we invite anyone who is going through the same kind of experience to go onto our website, noharbor.org, and click on the cohorts link and fill out our form if you're interested in wanting to be in one of our next cohorts that are coming up.
Or shoot us an email or text if you have questions. That's always a great way to get a hold of us.
Yeah.
And I guess one of the things that I wanted to say, and you probably would say the same thing, is when I read these things and experience the cohort with each group, I feel so grateful and privileged because you see God do healing, and you see a new hope and a new freshness, and that makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
And so we thank you guys because you make it possible for us to do this.
Right. I just, for me, it is so gratifying, towards the end of cohorts, to see people being so grateful for having an opportunity to hold on to their faith, right? Because many people coming into the cohort didn't know they were going to be able to hold on to their faith, right? So that's been really what a privilege, and our partners are are part of that, and together we are seeing this happen. So thank you so much. We are now going to go have some Korean barbecue for our son's birthday, which I'm really looking forward to, and we are very thankful to you for your partnership with us. So thank you, and
Thanks,
see you
everyone.
soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.